What's up, YouTube? Back for another video. As y'all know, I made a video just a little while ago. Like I said, I'd be back to make another video. And yet again, it is another review I've been wanting to do, but I've never done it. So I've got two baits to review in this video. Grab a couple baits out of the deep diver box of mine, and let's get on this review. Alright, the first bait I'm reviewing is the Big N by Bill Norman Lures. Right here. That's Bill Norman's Big N in lavender shade color. That's the first bait I'm going to review. The next bait I'm going to review is my favorite deep diving crankbait besides the 10XD. The Heavy Diver dd22. Right here. This is a monster. It's about one size smaller than the 10XD. The big old bait. It's about 5 inches long. I mean, you can just see the difference in a Big N and this right here. I mean, you can see the thickness difference here. This thing here is a 22 to 25. 22. I know it's 20 to 25 foot diving bait. It's a monster bait. It's got rattles, as long as this one's got rattles too. But let's get on the first bait. It is my Big N. This bait I have worn out. I mean, it is beat up. It's beat up. The bill on it is rough. I mean, as you can see, I put the wear on this bait. I have caught a lot of bass off of it though. Wore out countless number of hooks on this crankbait. Never had to tune it in the front. Never had to. This bait dives 15 to 20 foot. That's the other one over here. This bait here dives 10 to 15 foot. But I've put countless airs on this bait. This bait, straight out of the pack, it's ready to go. This is in citrus shad, which is kind of a green chartreuse and white color. You can see it's got the front bill eyes. Great bait. I do recommend that you change the original hooks you get on them to Mustad or Trocar, something like that. I'm more of a Mustad Trocar kind of person, but I would recommend the Big N to anybody that's looking to fish 10 to 15 foot of water. I mean, it hits there, and you can run this bad boy on the bottom post spawn. You can wear them out on this bait, because I mean, it's just a finger-sized bait. I mean, not counting the bill, but yeah, I know I'm dirty. I've been doing a rhino liner, bed liner. But I'd recommend this bait to anybody. I'd give it a 10 out of a 10 on a bait review on a crankbait. So, pick up the Big N by Bill Norman Lures. I'd recommend it. It'll cost you about $4. It's totally worth it. I mean, we swack them on it right now after in post spawn. But after this bait starts to go, it ain't hitting where you need, which is about right now. I'll start putting this box in the back of the old storage box and start bringing out this bait. The Heavy Diver dd22. There's a dd22, and then there's the Heavy Diver dd22. And this bait is a hog. It ain't the 10XD big, but it's almost a 10XD. It's about 1 or 2 sizes smaller. I mean, I've scratched a bill on this thing running it. I mean, you can tear the bottom up. You can tear the bottom up with this thing. And this thing will leave a mud trail if you can get it in the right amount of water. And something I've yet to mention on the last bait is the paint. This is just paint. It's just painted on, which kind of makes the bait a little on the downside. I'd give this bait probably a 9 out of 10 because the paint, I mean, you can see it wears. And I threw this bait probably as much, if not more, as the Big N. And where this is gel coated, it never scratches. It's got the slickest finish on it, I mean, it's just got like the prettiest finish. See how it's real slick? You can see. This is the yearling bass color. It's got the big 4/0 on it. Well, it's probably, yeah, 4s. It's got the big old long bill. The bill's probably 2.5 inches long. This bad boy is a mean bait. After post spawn starts wearing off and the water gets in the upper 70s, and it gets to the point where the bass are going real deep. I'll work this thing on deep structure, like bounce it off of deep logs, use the big Lowrance 7 to pinpoint this stuff, and to bounce this right here off of them logs. I'll run this thing on logs, rocky points, long rocky points. I'll run it off the far end of them. I'm running this on road beds. Road beds is something that's really good for running these on. Weeds, I don't run these baits in weeds. I mean, you can, but my preferred bait for running in weeds would obviously be a rattle trap. That's a different day, a different video. Like I said, rocky structure, stumps. 9 times out of 10, either of these baits, if you bounce any of these off of a stump and it flares, you're gonna get if you hit the right strike zone, you're gonna get a bass. If they're around. I mean, you know how it goes. The color of this bait is not war at all, and I've wore this bait. I mean, I've threw it a lot. As you can see, it's got a nice texture, a smooth texture compared to paint. I mean, this is just like real ice slick. I mean, it's just slick. Really, other than that, they do a great job on the paint. I mean, I ain't even gonna bag on the painted ones other than the gel coat. But both these are really great baits. I recommend them to everybody. I'll give this one a 9 out of 10, and this one a definite 10 out of 10. After Norman, it comes to Strike King. That's the only way to go. I mean, I've got Heddons, I've got XPS Bass Pro, I've got the KVD Square Bills, and why them are in the deep cranking box, I don't know. I just noticed that, but I'd recommend the Big End and the Heavy Dive dd22 to anybody, so go pick them out. This one's about $7, this one's about 4 or 5, something like that. I mean, but I recommend these to anybody, and I guess that'll be about it for this review. So go pick up both of these baits here and start cranking in the post spawn and after into the fall. So catch you guys later, and remember, keep bass fishing as always, and just get on the lake and catch some bass. That's all I can tell you. It's a great way of life. So subscribe, rate, comment, and see y'all later.